What's up, guys? In this episode, I go over the ADA MP-1, and we get to see if this 40-year-old preamp actually has what it takes for modern metal. Stay tuned. What is up, my fine feathered friends? It's your boy Luis Torres, and yes, I have the ADA MP-1, and yes, this thing is 40 years old. This one was actually made in 1981. It's probably a lot older than most of you guys, but I was a kid just around the corner from starting to play guitar in 1981. So, of course, I grew up with this thing always being in the limelight, always being on every major touring band's rack system. And of course, back then, everyone toured with a rack system. So, does it really have what it takes? I mean, the thing's 40 years old. There really wasn't much djenting back then. So, with that, I ended up getting it for a great price online. And I felt like I needed to put it through this rugged course, and it actually does pretty great. The only thing is that it's fairly noisy. So I actually have my Rev G8 noise gate on there, which is a great noise gate pedal. And I also have my Maxon OD808 Keeley mod overdrive pedal attached to this also. I'm running it through my Shure wireless system, which really doesn't do much other than make sure that I'm actually on the right signal or the best signal. And that is basically it. So I'll be using my Kiesel again, just because I feel like I've been using my Kiesel for a while. And it's a guitar that everyone, for the most part, either has or have used at this point. So that one actually has the Voodoo custom pickup. It's the Voorhees in there. It's a red pickup. So I'm going guitar into the Maxon OD808, into the noise gate, and then that is going into the ADA MP-1. So the few little nuances that this preamp has is, again, it's noisy. The overdrive, and I have to see if it has to do with the tubes that are in there, because I don't know if they're 40 years old, but I'll probably end up changing the two 12AX7 tubes that are inside. But when I start to work with the overdrive 1 and overdrive 2, including the master gain, all of a sudden I get like this just screeching, headache of a tone. So I have to dial it back, which is why I'm using the Maxon OD808, which actually helps with the frequency in tightening it. So I actually have the overdrive fairly loose on the ADA. And again, it's 40 years old, so I don't expect it to sound like a Fortin Sigil or my Fortin Cali, which are basically brand spanking new, but it does a great job. So again, Kiesel Aries A6C with my Voodoo custom pickup, Voorhees, into the Maxon OD808 Keeley mod, into the Rev G8 noise gate, into the MP-1. That is running out to my KSR PA50 50-watt amp, or power amp, and then that is going into my Mesa 412 with Celestion V30s. Let's have a listen. All right, guys, so you can probably hear the hum that this thing has, and I basically have the volume on my guitar off, and have the noise gate on. But this is what it sounds like without the noise gate. So that's a significantly larger hum, and again, that's with the noise gate off. So whenever anyone says that the Rev G8, man, there's so many other noise gates that are probably better, yo, do not sleep on this pedal. Do not tell me that this pedal is not absolutely kick-ass. So it totally is. So again, look. That's it. Turn it off. And now this is what it sounds like with the overdrive off. Like really nothing to it, but I feel like that's the best that I've been able to get out of the 88 MP-1. So you kind of have to have the overdrive 1 and 2 fairly low, like in the middle, around 5, and then trigger an overdrive. Okay, so there you have it with that, with the 88 MP-1, and they actually have a few different mods, right? They have one mod that actually installs a third 12AX7 preamp tube, so the drive is that much in your face. It's easier to get these better modern tones with the 3-tube mod. And then there was another mod that I saw, maybe it was one for noise, that cuts back the noise somehow. I don't know what they did, but I know that one exists, and there's two things you can do. Of course, you can buy one that already has the mod in there, or you can just have it done, you know, after. So here's the one thing, it's not worth $1,000. Not that I paid that much, but, and I'm sure the ones that are $1,000, because years ago I almost bought one, but it was about $950, and it actually had the 3-tube mod installed, and that was, you know, let's call that $1,000 with shipping, right? Or $1,000 with shipping and taxes. So, is it worth it? I think there are other amps you can get for about $1,000. I think you're better off getting a Cherrytone Yeti 50 watt for $1,300 brand spanking new, or get one used for about $1,000. But the 88 MP-1 is good. Again, if you get it for a great price, and then you just, you know, you can either get the mod installed for a few $100, or just use a noise gate and an overdrive, and Lord knows we all have noise gates and overdrives. So, let's, you know, it's kind of, you know, if I had to give it a score between 0 and 100, maybe it's 68, 70, you know. Again, it's good. It's not great, but you know, again, if you get it for a great price, you know, just run with it, and you know, don't get the mod, and just tool around with it and throw some of your pedals on there. So. So guys, have an absolutely amazing new year. Thank you so much for an amazing 2021. It was absolutely fun. Met tons of people, and you know, thank you so much for subscribing to my crazy channel. And yes, I know it's crazy. It's completely different than everyone else's, and that's how I like it. And for those of you guys that kind of get it, you get it. Thanks for being fam, and have a great New Year's. Be safe. Stay at home, maybe. Wear your mask if you go out to a party with 1,000 people, but make sure that you are around for 2022, because Betty White didn't. Guys, love you guys so much. Have an absolutely great night, and as usual, this guy will talk to you soon. I don't even like smiling anymore. Why do YouTubers smile? Hey, let me go ahead and just tell you about this. Oh my goodness.